Hey, so excited to have you here. This is Bret Gregory. If you are just joining us, tell us what city and country you are tuning in from so we can give you a shout out and say hello to our global audience. Also, if you can see my screen and hear my voice, let me know that you can see me and hear me. See and hear me. If you can see my screen and hear my voice, please go to the chat box. Let me know that you can see me and hear me. Hello, Maria from Greece. Love, love, love. Awesome. Good to see you again, Maria. Marla's from Amarillo. Patty's from Long Beach. Mead is from New Mexico. We got Richard from Princeton. Miriam's from Langley, Canada. Wow. Carol's from Myrtle Beach. Hell's from Australia. Carol, yes, hear and see. Bev can see and hear. Pip, hello, Pip. Yes, can see you and hear you. Hi, Marla. Hi, CJ. Hi, Mark. Brendan from Brisbane, Australia. Awesome. Sean is from USA. Roy is from, oh yeah. Awesome, everybody. Marcus, perfect. Megan, yes. Fred from Phoenix, Arizona. It's so awesome to have our amazing global audience. And Wayne can see us from Pasco, and Linda's from Washington. So great. All right, my friend Don, take it away.
Okay, it's wonderful to see people from all over the place, and we're very excited to have you here. I am personally very excited about this particular webinar because I, along with you, am very interested in kicking up all of my likes, comments, and shares on Facebook and other places, and very interested in the things that Greg is going to teach tonight. Just this word of introduction about Greg.
That's Bret, by the way.
Bret.
Everybody calls me Greg because they see Gregory, but that's my last name. Bret's my first name.
Okay, we'll call you Bretry. How does that work? Does that work for you?
Nobody's ever called me that before.
So I have talked to Bret a number of times over the years, but spent a couple of days in a mastermind with him out in California last week. And when he started telling me about the things that he was doing, I said, I definitely need to get this in front of my audience, which is why you are all here. And so that I can learn more about how to get these more likes and shares. So Bret sold his successful financial advisory business after a family tragedy and decided to start a wellness retreat center in Costa Rica. And since then, he needed to market that. And so he discovered the formula to quickly grow any Facebook page. And he built his email list and did over $1.5 million in sales. He now has over 1.9 million Facebook likes, the largest Costa Rica Facebook page in the world, and the largest yoga Facebook page in the world. So he's clearly someone who has lots of things that we need to learn more about. Tell us for just a second about Costa Rica. How's that going these days?
Yeah, Costa Rica is amazing. Well, I'll tell you in the story in my introduction because that I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, that's great. So go ahead, Greg. Bret. I did it again. You should never put your last name on anything. All right, go ahead.
It's okay. You're not alone. So thank you so much. It's a real honor to be here with you, Don. And my name is Bret Gregory, and you're about to learn the science of sharing. I'm going to teach you how to get your content shared to make it grow virally on Facebook so that you can attract customers now. And please keep in mind, I'm going to do a little bit of back and forth. When I hit this play button, it goes full screen, and I can't see your comments, but I will toggle back and forth so that I can see your comments. And what you're about to learn today, I'm going to teach you my #1 Facebook ad strategy that got us over 2.4 million likes on Facebook. It's called the photo album stack. It's incredibly easy, very powerful, and you'll be able to do it right on this webinar. You're also going to discover the science of sharing, how to make your content go viral. You're going to create your own viral photo post. Remember, this is about you getting your content to go viral and the science behind why it works. You're going to learn that today. And through all of that, you're going to learn how to attract conscious customers to your business. Not just any old customer, but customers that you share values with, who you were truly meant to serve, those high paying clients that really appreciate you and are just perfect for your business. And you can do that through what I like to call purpose-based marketing. And if you stick with us through the end, I'm going to give you my top 50 all-time viral photo post template. Now, some of you may have gotten our top 15 viral photo post template, but if you stick with me to the end, I'm going to give you our top 50. This cost me $700 to put together, but more importantly, it actually took over 6 years of curating my top viral posts, and I put them together on a PowerPoint template, and I'm giving them to you for free. And the last thing I'm going to mention, and here's where I'm going to take a look here. One thing, as we go through this, and I want to know if you think this is fair. And if you think this is fair, please write the word fair. As we go through this, if you don't find any value out of this, I'm not going to ask you for any commitment. I'm not going to ask you to buy anything. So if you think that's fair, write the word fair. All right, just go in the questions box and write the word fair. If you don't find value in what you're going to learn today, I'm not going to ask you to make any commitment. I'm not going to ask you to buy anything. However, if you do find value in what I'm going to share with you, I am going to ask you to make a commitment to your business and investment to your business. So if you think that's fair, write the word fair. So Carol says fair, McKinley says fair, Joyce says fair, VJ says fair, Richard says fair, Nina says fair. Okay, you guys are on top of it. You guys are awesome. Okay, so here we go. Just a little bit about my background. All right, so back in this was a picture of me back in 2006. A lot of people who see this, who meet me today, they see this, they don't even recognize me. And it's true. I was a suit and tie guy, and I had my own successful financial advisory business that I started from scratch in 1996 and grew it to about $100 million under management. We did investments for corporations, and we managed a lot of money. We made a ton of money for our clients, made a lot of money for ourselves. But that's really what my whole life was focused on. It was business and making money, and I really didn't have a solid foundation underneath me.
And by the way, while we're at it, you look a lot better today.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And then I discovered very shortly thereafter what not having a solid foundation under you can do. So in January of 2006, my 34-year-old brother Eric, he woke up one morning and all the skin on his left arm all the way down to the tips of his fingers was blue. We rushed him to the hospital. They did all these different diagnoses. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with him, but 2 weeks later they came back with the news. He was diagnosed with stage 4 non-small cell carcinoma, and he was given 9 months to live. And unfortunately, almost 9 months later to the day, he passed away peacefully in our Father's arms. This is his obituary in the San Diego Union Tribune. And my brother Eric, he was my hero. He was the bravest man that I knew. You know, I only hope I could be half as brave if faced with that kind of news. And that event changed my life forever. You know, I had to look inside and said, you know what am I doing in this soul-sucking career? Not helping other people. You know, I'm not really making a difference. I'm making money, but I'm not making a difference. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to allow my brother's passing to be in vain. I'm going to help him leave a legacy by living his legacy. And I turned a really terrible situation into something extremely positive. I literally cast off my suit and tie. I sold my successful financial advisory company. I had a couple $1 million cash. I moved down to Costa Rica. I bought a 164-acre property. I literally bought a rainforest. We own a mountain. We have 5 waterfalls. That's me on the right-hand side of one of our 5 waterfalls. We have whitewater ocean views. And I said, you know what? I'm going to create a wellness community so that anybody who wants to could come down to Costa Rica and heal themselves from within to the best of their body's abilities so that no one would have to go through what my family went through watching a loved one suffer. And I turned a really terrible situation into something really amazing. And at that time, things were really good. I was really helping people. I was really out to make a big difference. And, I was very passionate about surfing, yoga. I married a yoga instructor. We were really passionate about being eco-friendly and wellness and helping other people. This is our website, CostaRicaWellness.com. And at that point, everything was really great. So I sold my business at the end of 2006. I closed on this $3 million property with $2 million cash down the end of 2007. Does anybody remember what happened in 2008? The global financial crisis. And I was getting really worried that I was going to lose all $2 million, because here's what happened. I had to come up with an extra $1 million to pay off the seller, and I had 12 months to do so. So when you buy a property like this, there's no 30-year bank financing. You got to come up with the money, and you got to come up with it fast. And now I was getting really worried that I was going to lose everything. And everything that I did, every traditional marketing activity that I tried, we tried offering doubling commissions to brokers. We were putting ads in New York Times. We were offering, we even hired a team out of India to do search engine optimization, and absolutely nothing was working to find investors and customers for our wellness community in Costa Rica. And I really thought I was going to lose everything. And then something really interesting happened. In 2008, Facebook hit 600 million users. Now I had 164 acres. So what I decided to do is I was going to subdivide 7 large lots. They were like 5 acres apiece. And I had to sell these lots for about $150,000 a piece in order to raise the money that I needed to pay off the seller and not lose absolutely everything. So what I did was I decided there's 600 million people on Facebook, and I only need 7. I'm going to spend 12 hours a day, and I'm going to do everything I can to find those 7 customers. More specifically, I'm going to do what it takes to get those 7 customers to find me. So I made, for every mistake, for every successful technique that you're about to learn, I made at least 20 complete failures, okay? And I probably made 20 Facebook pages, and I killed myself just getting a couple hundred likes. But then I had one success. I created this Facebook page, and I started putting photos on the page in a certain way that made it grow virally. And then I got something really interesting happen. This page grew from 0 likes to 200,000 likes in just 4 months. Oh, by the way, this was before Facebook ads. This was all viral, okay? And then we took this Facebook page and we started driving traffic to our website. This was our website, and people would fill out this form on the left, and we grew a very small email list. It was about 2,500 people. And from those 2,500 people, we got 20 people to fly down to Costa Rica from Europe, Canada, and the United States. And we ended up making a total of 7 sales for a total of $1.5 million. We were able to pay off the seller. We saved the property. We saved the business. We still own the land. We still need to raise $40 million to build the whole wellness community, but we didn't lose the land, and we did the sales. That we needed to, and we did it all from customers that we met on Facebook. And I had so many.
Nicely done, Bret.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. So
looks like we just have to publish a few more pictures so you can get 40 in there.
And so then I had a lot of people came and asked me, hey, how did you do $1.5 million in sales to customers you met on Facebook? So I decided to make another Facebook page and see if I could replicate the success. So I created this Facebook page called Yoga. I was very passionate about yoga, and I started putting the photos up in the same way, and I started creating an ad technique called the Global Ad Secret. In a very short period of time, we grew one of the largest yoga Facebook pages in the world. We have over 1.3 million fans on our yoga page now. And then I said, okay, wait a second. This works for a page called Costa Rica. It works for a page called Yoga. Can this work for me? Can this work for my Facebook page? And a Facebook page, because I'm a coach, author, speaker, and I'm a business guy, for my personal business. And so I created this page. And in just 4 months, we went from 0 likes to 200,000 likes, and we did it for approximately 3 cents per like. So this is my Facebook page called Bret Gregory. And an example of one of my clients, Andrea Albright, who followed the same technique. She has over 100,000 likes on her page, and she was able to use those likes to grow her email list and sell out her high-end online group coaching. So what we discovered is this works in just about any industry, and just about any niche that you are in or that you could want to be in, whether you're a coach, author, speaker, entrepreneur, small business owner. This kind of technique can work for you. So the first thing that we're going to learn, I'm just going to take a little pause here. So yeah, Johnny asks, is this live? It most certainly is live. Yep. And Sharon says, you're always fair, Bret. Ruth says, county fair. Okay, you guys are awesome. Thanks for playing along with us, and keep the questions coming. Remember, as I hit the play button, I can't see the questions, but I'm going to have you participate here in just a moment. So what I would like to hear from you is go ahead and write in the questions box. Tell us what niche you're in, meaning, what specifically do you do? Are you in the weight loss niche? Are you the business building niche? Are you marketing? Are you a coach, a speaker, an author, entrepreneur? Right now, go into the questions box and in the chat box and tell us what your niche is. What exactly do you do? Okay, so do that now. So the technique that you're about to learn is called my photo album stack. And why you want to do the photo album stack is because it's a very, very simple, powerful way to reach a whole lot more people. So you can see in this example here, I posted 9 photos on my Facebook page, and we reached 115,000 people. By the way, that was without any advertising spend. That was for free. That was all viral, okay? So what is the photo album stack? Well, the photo album stack is where we stack photos into one album on our Facebook page. And again, why do we do that? Because when you stack photos into one album, the album will accumulate lots of shares, lots of likes, and lots of comments. Every time you stack more photos into the album, it can stack the likes and stack the comments and stack the shares. And when you do that, it allows more people to see your post, okay? Now, where do you do the photo album stack? So I want just to make sure you understand the difference between your personal profile and the business page, okay? So your personal profile, if you're on Facebook, everybody has a personal profile. So you can see my personal profile is Bret Gregory, and my page is also named Bret Gregory. The difference is, on your personal profile, you have friends. You can have a maximum of 5,000 friends. And on your business page, you have likes. There is no maximum to your number of likes. Now, Facebook explicitly says in their terms of service, if you want to get customers from Facebook and you want to do business on Facebook, you need to do that on your page. So the photo album stack that we're going to do today lives on your page, okay? So let me just take a pause here before I go and show you how to do the photo album stack, and I want to see what people do. So Susie's in group travel. Okay, this will work for you, Susie. Vivian is an entrepreneur, manufacturing and selling high performance nail color. Awesome. VJ, pottery studio and pottery school owner. Okay. Susie does group travel. Nina does coach for entrepreneurial women. Len, coffee mugs. Howard, nutrition. Heather, retail. Ed, taking second career entrepreneurs from stuck to flow in 7 weeks. Okay. So far, and Maurice, mobile app marketing. McKinley, life revolution, life purpose. Marla's nutrition. Helen, business building. Chris, online marketing. Okay. I have not seen one person that this won't work for, meaning every single one of you so far who has written this can work for you. You can all get customers from Facebook in the niches that you have just put in, including brain rejuvenation. And Ariana, yes, there certainly will be a replay. Chris, you're an author. So everybody so far, this will work for you. So please pay close attention to this next section here so you can see how this is going to work best for you. All right, so here we go. With the photo album stack. All right, so this is what it looks like. So with the photo album stack, remember what you're doing is you're stacking photos into one album. Okay, you're stacking photos into one album. So what that looks like is on your Facebook page, you can go into your photos and you can click and paste and post images into your album on your Facebook page. Again, the reason why you want to do that is because the more likes you have, the more you get. The more you get, the more people will see your posts. And I want to just actually back up here 1 second because, oh, I guess I don't have, I was looking for the one that I had. Oh, the other thing is often people will ask me and they'll say, hey, Brett, well, yeah, this works for you because you have a yoga page and you can post yoga photos on your Facebook page. And I'll tell you that this works for any niche at all. So I also do this on my business building page, but on my business building page, typically the photos that I put in are when I go to an event and I meet somebody. I'll take a selfie, and usually when I go to an event, I'll meet lots of people and I'll take lots of selfies, and I'll put those selfies into my photo album stack. And remember, all you're doing is you're uploading photos on Facebook, but instead of putting one photo at a time, you're putting multiple photos into one album. Now, normally what I do is I demonstrate this, but for some reason, Facebook is not letting me, and I'm not 100% sure why, but I can't seem to access this. So what I'll mention to you is I'll just mention it to you in the photo album stack. And I see what the other piece that I wanted to here. In the photo album stack, here's an example I mentioned earlier that on my business page. So you don't have to just have photos of yoga or photos of Costa Rica. You can have photos of you with your coworkers, with your clients, with your prospective customers, with other people in your photo album stack. So for example, here's a photo of me and my friend Lisa Sasevich and some of my other friends at an event that I attended. And we just took our phones out and took some selfies and we posted these images into the photo album stack. But here's the beautiful thing. So if you see down at the bottom, this one, we posted 10 photos, and down at the bottom, you see where it says 2,926 likes, 121 comments, and 789 shares. Now that's a lot of likes, comments, and shares for one post. But here's the beautiful thing. We didn't get all those likes, comments, and shares on one post. We stacked them into the album. We just kept posting photos into the album, and the more likes you have, the more you get. The more you get, the more people see your posts. And I apologize, something is happening right now where Facebook is just simply not allowing me to see the to do a live demonstration. I'm going to see if I can. I'm trying to do it on Chrome and it's not letting me. So I'm going to see if I can do it on Firefox, but I'm not 100% sure I'm going to be able to. So I'll keep going and see if I can fix that on a separate screen there. So with that, and let me also just take a quick pause here, and I'm going to look at the chat. So Johnny does fine art, nature photography. This is going to be amazing for you, Johnny. Brendan does home financing specialist. Yep, it'll work for you, my friend. Maria's an energy healer. Chris is an author. Yeah, so for everybody, this technique will work for you. And again, if I'm able to, between now and the end of the webinar, if I'm able to actually show you this live demonstration, then I will do so. Again, for some reason, it is not allowing me. And so I'll have to try it on another, I just have to try it on another browser. So please bear with me just one moment. I'm seeing if I can get there. I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to be able to. But okay, so with that, I'm going to continue. Okay, Ruth asked a good question. Should you put all the photos at once or over time? Good question, Ruth. So Ruth, you should do 4 photos at a time into one album. And again, I apologize. Heather said, I'm not clear. You put the pictures in all at the same time. You put them in one album at the same time. That is correct. So what I do is I put in 4 photos into one album at a time. Okay, 4 photos into one album at a time. And I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get into Facebook and it's just not letting me. Sorry, everybody. I wish it was allowing me. Oh, wait, I might be able to get there. I'm going to see if I can get there a different way. All right, so bear with me here, because once I can do this, it'll be a lot more clear. And I think I'm going to be able to find another way in. So apologize, everybody. This is just going to take another second. Let's see if we can make this work. Sorry, everybody. I wish.
Would you like me to sing a song while we do this?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. It's not letting me in. So let me just see if I can explain it again. Miriam says, can you move the pictures from elsewhere into an album? Yeah, well, Miriam, the way you do that is you would download the pictures to your computer and then upload them to your album. Very easy. Vivian, do you arrange the 4 photos using an app like Layout? Nope, Vivian, you just put them up and they automatically pull up. And again, the reason why you want to do this is you see this down here at the bottom, 66,592 likes, 1,000 comments, 17,000 shares. I didn't get all those likes, comments, and shares in one, in one go. We accumulated them over time. So it doesn't happen all at once. We just accumulated them over time. So that's what makes it easy. And that's what makes it really simple and makes it works well. So let me just see. Yeah, I don't think it's going to let me in. Shoot. I apologize. Of course, this always happens on live webinars. We'll see if I can make it work between now and the end of the webinar. I'll keep going. Okay, so here we go. So the photo album stack, and let me just show you an example of, here's one of our clients who has done the photo album stack, Lynn Hawks, and she was able to sell out her live workshop because she was able to do the photo album stack, grow her Facebook page. Her Facebook page is called Experts and Authorities. And because of that, she was able to make some of her posts go viral and get customers coming to her. So remember, in the photo album stack, all you're doing is posting your photos on Facebook on your page into one album. That's it. That's all you're doing, and you're getting tons of likes, comments, and shares. So if I'm able to, again, do a live demo between now and the end of the presentation, I will do so. But for now, I'm going to keep moving because this had shown me something really important and powerful. And I started to ask myself a question of, what is it about some posts that go viral when most of them don't go viral at all? And the answer turned out to be very interesting. So I came across a study done by a professor of marketing at the Wharton School of Business by the name of Professor Kathleen Milkman. And Professor Milkman discovered something very interesting. She did a study of over 7,000 New York Times posts. And it was specifically to find out what was it about some posts that went viral when 99% of them don't go viral at all. And here's what she found out. The posts that went most viral all had a very positive valence. Well, what's valence? Well, valence is how positively or negatively emotionally charged your content is. That's the definition if you look it up on Wikipedia. For example, this photo on the left has a very negative emotion. It's this, fist holding a hot rock. Clearly it's negative. And when we posted that photo on our wall, it only got 14 likes, no comments, no shares. Then we posted this photo on the right, clearly it's a very positive emotion. This kid's making his camel crack up. It's like one of my favorite photos. It got over 4,485 likes, tons of comments, and tons of shares. So it has a very positive valence. But what Professor Milkman discovered didn't stop there. She also discovered that all of the photos that went most viral had a very high emotional charge. So if you look at the this example here, this photo on the top and the photo on the bottom has a very low emotional charge. Now, we posted these two photos on our yoga page. The photo on the bottom is a professional photo of a professional model in a beautiful outdoor setting doing yoga. You'd think that on a page with 1.3 million yoga fans, that photo should go really viral, but it did not at all. It only got 124 likes. Now the photo on the top, they're not even doing yoga. It's this sort of fantasy arrow archer kind of thing, but it has a much higher emotional charge. That photo got 4,276 likes on our page. And it has a much higher emotional charge. So here's what you need to remember about this. Professor Milkman coined the term the integral effect, the integral effect. So what that means is if you're ever trying to figure out what content should I post on my Facebook page so that it gets likes, comments, and shares, it's content that lives in this other upper right-hand quadrant. It needs to have both a high and a positive emotional charge. And the integral effect means it's the correlation between the high and emotional charge and positive emotional charge and how viral your content goes. So please write this down or take a screenshot, whatever you need to do. The most viral content is a positive photo, and yes, it could be a video too, but some kind of positive imagery that has also a high emotion. That is your most viral content, okay? So then I started to ask myself a question. Let me just take a pause here and see if there's any questions. So Patty says, does each 4 photo set go into a new album? No, good question, Patty. It just goes into one album. Let's see, and Marla, why 4 photos at a time? Oh, good question, Marla, because they display 4 photos at a time. Chris, can you place already existing pics on Facebook in the album? Yes, but Chris, you need to download them to your computer first and then upload them to the album. And okay, so there we go. All right, I'm gonna keep going here. So now you got the positive photo plus a high emotional charge is most viral, okay? That's your most viral post formula. So then I started to discover something really interesting. As I started experimenting with how do you make your content go more viral, I discovered that adding a positive quote to a image can make it a much higher and a much more positive emotion. So let me give you an example. This photo already has a positive emotional charge. It's a great photo. This guy loves his cow. The cow seems really happy. And we posted this on our Costa Rica page that has, 500,000 fans. And we posted this photo with no quote, and it only got 27 likes. We posted the same photo on the same page just 1 week later, and we made one change. We added this quote. Whenever we manage to love without expectations, calculations, negotiations, we are indeed in heaven. And that made the picture have a much, much more positive emotional charge. And because we added the quote, when we posted it again on the same page, it got 1,798 likes. That was the only change we made, was adding the quote. Similarly, you can add positive quotes from famous people to go from a low emotional charge to a high emotional charge. Let me give you an example. We posted this photo on our yoga page with 1.3 million likes, and we posted it twice, about 1 week apart. First time we posted it with no quote, and it only got 14 likes. Then we posted the same photo on the same page just 1 week later, and we made one change. And we added this quote. You know you're in love when you can't fall asleep because reality is finally better than your dreams. That gave it a much, much higher emotional charge. It's the same picture, but the only thing that changed was we added the quote, which increased the emotional charge, and it made it go much, much, much more viral. So this is how our clients, Freddie and Elspeth, help grow their business using Facebook and attract their right kind of clients. So they teach tantric intimacy, and they used Facebook. They use the techniques that I'm teaching you right now to grow their page to over 40,000 followers, and that helps them fill their high-end retreats. Now they get to go to Santa Barbara and on the East Coast and Texas. They travel Chicago, all over, and they put on high-end retreats, and they fill them with customers that they find from Facebook because they use these exact techniques. So for those of you, if you haven't gotten it yet, I'm going to give you a free gift. So I'm going to give you, if you didn't get the opportunity to download it before, I'm going to give you my top 15 all-time most viral photo post template. All right, so this template comes in PowerPoint. And so what I did is I went back. So remember, we have 2.4 million likes. I went back to over the past 5 years, and I found my top all-time most viral photo posts, and I put them together in a template. I'm going to give them to you. So please write this down. You can go to www.profitfb, like Facebook, ads.com. So there's the URL, www.profitfbads.com. And you'll get to, in fact, I'll type those in right now. So you can go to, okay, so you can go to www.profitfbads.com. Go there, just go there afterward. It'll still be there when this is over, so don't go there right now, but it'll be there when you're over. But what you'll get to do is you'll get this template. It'll be in PowerPoint, so you do need to have PowerPoint in order to use it, but it comes in PowerPoint, and you can download it, and it'll come with quotes pre-installed, and you can double click and you can change the quotes. It'll come with, down at the bottom, it has a web URL in it. Double click it and change it and make it your web URL. Remember, this is not about me. It'll say attractcustomersnow.com. Now that's my website, but this isn't about me, this is about you. When you download this, double click that and put your web URL in, and then you can change the quote, or you can keep the quote in there, whatever you want. So let's see. Ruth asks, where's the best place to find, quote, good photos? If you want to know where to find good photos, write the word photos, or more photos. Write the word more photos if you want to know where to find more good photos. Because one of my all-time favorite places to find good photos, even great ones, is www.canva.com. So just take a quick screenshot of this. That's canva.com. They have, you know, thousands and thousands and thousands of free photos, and you can upgrade. You can buy some other photos for $1, and you can put your text on the photos. So it's really cool. So I'm a big fan of Canva. So I'm going to move through these quickly, so please take some quick screenshots here. My other favorite place to find photos is Flickr. That's flickr.com. So free photos here. When you go to flickr.com, you can, for example, in this picture, I typed in world travel, and then you click here on license, and you can get Creative Commons modifications allowed. And what that means is, I mean, look at these beautiful photos. You are free to use these photos. You do not have to ask permission because you've already been given permission. You just have to give credit to the photographer and provide a link. So you got to follow the Creative Commons rules, but that's all you have to do is give the photographer credit, which they'll tell you who the photographer is, and provide the link. That's it. So let me give you this example. So I did this post, and I saw this post here. So these two girls, beautiful girls, and they were entrepreneurs. And I wrote a little post on there. And so keep in mind, remember, the photo by itself, this is already a positive photo. You know, it has a positive emotion. But then I gave it a much higher emotional charge because I wrote a little story on here. And I wrote, I truly believe it's entrepreneurs, specifically women entrepreneurs, who are going to solve the world's problems. My mission in life is to inspire and help enlighten entrepreneurs, those who leverage their business to help others do good in the world. Okay, so, and then I went on a little bit farther to the post, but I didn't take this picture. This guy named Trey Ratcliffe took this picture, and it was a Creative Commons picture. So I followed the rules, and I said photo artist, Trey Ratcliffe, and I gave his little link, Flickr. That's all I had to do, and then I complied with those rules. So this is all free. And then here's what happened. I boosted the post, I think for $5 or $10, and I reached 31,000 people. I got 929 likes, and I got 32 shares. But the greatest thing is that I was able to share a really positive message that's important to me personally. And in doing so, I attract clients who I share values with. Now that last part is super critical, so I'm going to repeat it. Because I shared this post, Look, I reached 31,000 people. And because of that, I attract clients who I share values with. Those are the kind of clients I want to attract, like Ann Davin. So Ann Davin, Dr. Ann Davin, she is a client. She found me through Facebook, and she signed up to one of our high-end programs, and we helped, did some coaching with her on building her business and finding her customers from Facebook. And with her coaching with Brett, we increased her sales over $100,000 in just 2 months by finding customers on Facebook. So please keep in mind, this stuff that I'm showing you, this is not trivial. This is real. It works, and you can attract customers that you share values with. So after the call, after we're done with this, here, I'm going to give you your 5-minute exercise. So don't do this right now. Do this after our call. After our call, I want you to download your viral photo post that I gave you there. And I gave you the template. So I want you to download your PowerPoint template. And I want you to do your first post, okay? So you can download your PowerPoint template, and you can you can either take the quote that's already in there, or you can write a new quote, whatever you want. Make sure to put in your web URL when you do this post, all right? So you'll take the PowerPoint picture, you'll put your own quote in there, you'll put your own web URL in there, and then for some of you, you might want to just take a screenshot of the actual picture when it's done, so that you can upload it to your Facebook page. And then I'm going to recommend, when you upload it to your Facebook page, you'll see down here in the lower right-hand corner this blue button that says Boost Post. All right, and so you can click on that blue button, and you can boost the post for $10. So here's what I recommend. If you don't currently have a big Facebook page and a large following and lots of people, then I'm really going to recommend that you boost the post. The cool thing about boosting a post is you get to pick and choose who you want to see the content. And for $5 or $10, you can literally get thousands of people, thousands of eyeballs, thousands of people seeing your content, your information, and you can target those people who are most likely to become real prospective customers for you. So this stuff works. I'm gonna take a little pause here and look at the quotes. Where do you give photographer credit on the image? I showed you that already, Miriam. And yep, everybody said more photos. Okay, you guys are totally awesome. So hopefully you got your question answered there, Miriam. So the next thing is, one other thing that I noticed is that I started noticing some pictures on Facebook, and it does, it could be Facebook, it could be YouTube, it could be Twitter, it doesn't really matter. But I saw that some would have over 100,000 social actions. A social action is a like, comment, or a share. And if a post has over 100,000 social actions, I call that super viral. So in this case, I saw this picture on Facebook, and I noticed that it had 350,000 likes and 200,000 shares and 37,000 comments. Now, so this post was clearly super viral. Now, this particular post, this is a story of a guy named John and his dog, Shep. He's a 15-year-old German Shepherd suffering from severe arthritis, who's on his last days. And in order to keep up Shep's health, John would take him on a short walk every day, and at the end of the day, he would take him into Lake Superior, and Shep would fall asleep peacefully in his arms. Now, that story went on to inspire millions of people. Now, it has a very high emotional charge. It has a very positive emotional charge. And John didn't do that so that he could get a lot of Facebook likes. He did this because he loved his dog. He didn't care about, going viral. He cared about loving his dog and sharing that with the world. And because of that, it went super viral. And what I noticed is that when I saw, I started paying very close attention, I saw a pattern, and I created a formula for a super viral content. And it goes like this. So please write this down. The super viral content are stories, and it could be, photos or videos, with stories of selfless acts of love, kindness, generosity, or inspiration. I'll say that again. Selfless acts of love, kindness, generosity, or inspiration? Now, if you're like me and you love that that's the content that goes viral, please write, I love this, because I love this so much that this is the kind of content that goes viral. It's not the negative stuff. The negative stuff does not go viral. It's the positive stuff. It's the stories of selfless acts of love, kindness, and generosity. If you love this, please write, I love this. Howard loves this. Good, Howard. I'm right there with you, my friend. Helen loves this. Right there with you. Dushan, Belinda. Okay, you guys got it. Maurice, of course, humor works, but that's not a part of the formula. Nina loves this. Gail loves this. Okay, you guys are awesome. I love it too. So this led me to ask a fundamental question. And that fundamental question was, why do people share this kind of content? Stories of selfless acts of love, kindness, generosity, or inspiration. And it turns out the answer is very interesting. And that is, people want to be perceived as selfless, kind, and benevolent. I know I do. We want to be perceived this way. And then I said, well, why do we want to be perceived this way? And it turns out the answer is even more interesting. To share this kind of content is actually human, because by being perceived as this positive, benevolent person, we humans, are attempting to move up in social status. What? Well, what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean by that is, by moving up in social status, people have the best chance at gaining resources. So let me explain. Let's roll the evolutionary clock back 10,000 years ago to when we're budding Homo sapiens in hunter-gatherer societies. And imagine yourself if you're at the top of social status, and maybe you're a high priestess, maybe you're a shaman, a chief, a medicine man, whatever, but you're at the top of social status. Don't you have the best chance of finding food and water and shelter and finding a mate and reproducing and passing along your genes? What if you're at the bottom, the opposite? You're at the bottom of social status. What if, worst off, 10,000 years ago, you get kicked out of the tribe? And what are our survival by ourselves 10,000 years ago? What are our odds of surviving and finding a mate and reproducing and passing along our genes? So it turns out moving up in social status is actually a evolutionary survival mechanism that humans have evolved into to try and move in the top of social status as a survival mechanism. Now, sometimes people think, well, wow, this is really interesting psychology, but it turns out this is not psychology at all. This is firmly rooted in biology. Now, I learned this from Simon Sinek, who wrote a wonderful book called Start With Why that I highly recommend. And this is all about physiological motivation. This is our biology in our brain. And specifically, if you look at all of the emotions, joy and love and kindness and friendship, and basically all these emotions that we can bundle up into the one emotional experience that we can all relate to, called happiness. Happiness is produced by these four chemicals. The first one's endorphins. So endorphins are released when you run a long distance. Endorphins help mask pain. They feel good. But what they do for humans is they give us a lot of endurance. We're not the strongest animals in the kingdom, but we can pretty much outdistance almost any animal in the kingdom because of endorphins, and they feel good because they mask pain. The next one is dopamine. Now, dopamine can be highly addictive. Dopamine gets released when we drink alcohol, or if you smoke or do drugs or have sex. But dopamine, so you have to be very careful because it's highly addictive. Dopamine is the exact same chemical that also gets released when you do a Facebook page post and someone else clicks the like button on it. Have you ever caught yourself going back and looking at a Facebook page post that got a lot of likes, and you just keep checking it and refreshing and checking it and refreshing? How many likes do I have now? How many comments do I have now? It is highly addictive because that is the exact same pleasure chemical that we get from those other activities that I mentioned. Don't think Mark Zuckerberg doesn't know this. So that's part of why Facebook has become so addictive. The next one is serotonin. Now, serotonin has been called the leadership chemical. And what I mean by that is that serotonin is, if you want to really get your customers excited and super appreciative of working with you, post a success story of your customers on your Facebook page. So serotonin gets released when we get recognized. If you've ever seen your name on a board or in a newspaper, or if somebody's ever called you out and said, hey, you did such a great job, and done that publicly and let everybody know, you get some molecules of serotonin. It feels really good to be recognized like that. So you want to recognize publicly your customer success story on your Facebook page. That releases serotonin. When that happens and they see that, that releases that serotonin. It makes them feel good, and it makes them want to share your content. The last is oxytocin. Now, it's been said that if you hold a hug with someone that you love and are close to for more than 20 seconds, oxytocin is released. Well, with today's advent of social media, when you do a Facebook page post, and maybe you're John and his dog Shep, and you did a Facebook page post, and you get dozens and hundreds and maybe even thousands of people commenting and say, thank you so much for sharing. That is just amazing. I love this, and I love you. That same exact chemical, oxytocin, that same feeling that you would get from hugging a loved one, gets communicated, but now you don't have to physically be present. It happens through Facebook. That doesn't happen through Facebook. You see that through Facebook, but then it happens in your brain. So here's what happens. No one looks at this photo and consciously in their mind thinks, oh, I'm going to like that photo so that all my friends might think me kind and benevolent and generous, so that I may move up in social status, so that I have the best chance at gaining resources. That's not how our conscious minds work. But subconsciously, through the expression of these four chemicals, that is exactly what our brain tells our body to do. That's why sharing this kind of content that has stories of selfless acts of love, kindness, generosity, and inspiration, to share that kind of a story is fundamentally human. So here's what I want you to get out of this. Please write this down or take a quick screenshot of this. And remember, this is being recorded, so you can come back and watch it later. People share content that represents the way they want to be perceived. People share content that represents the way they want to be perceived, because subconsciously people are sharing content that helps them move up in social status. But it doesn't stop there. People will share your stories if it helps them move up in social status. They'll share your ideas. They'll share your services. They'll share your referrals. People will share you if it helps them subconsciously move up in social status. So the world's greatest marketing that you can do is to share positive content that represents your values. Share content, share your stories of your selfless acts of love, kindness, generosity, and share your inspiration. And yes, on your business Facebook page, because by doing that, you can create your own purpose-based brand. Do purpose-based marketing for your purpose-based business. And because you're doing that, you will attract customers who you share values with, the good customers, the kinds that you were truly meant to serve. And it was like my friend Ryan Berman said, better companies make a better world. So here's your last thing that I'm going to leave you with. I want you to start a movement for positive change with your business. And in doing so, you will attract customers that you share values with. Your last 5-minute exercise is to post your own story of you performing some selfless act of love, kindness, generosity, or just share an inspirational story. You may not have thought that your daily lives, I mean, I know because you're here, You do things every day in your life that is some type of selfless act of love, kindness, or generosity, whether it's giving a nickel to a person on the street, maybe it's smiling at another human being. That is a post-worthy story. Maybe it's reading to your children. That's post-worthy. Maybe it's helping out another fellow human being. Maybe it's inspiring someone else. All those are the most post-worthy kind of post that you should do. This is what I like to call your viral content formula, your stories of selfless acts of love, kindness, and generosity. That will help you attract customers you share values with. And it doesn't have to be photos of you. In this example here, I gave you a great example where we got this photo on Flickr. And I wrote a little story of inspiration. So this isn't even a photo of me, but this does represent my values. And I am sharing the inspiration that, that I want to help other people out there in the world. And it works extremely well. Here's another example where you also, if you want to, you can share photos of yourself. This is a great example. And again, you don't have to. Some people don't like to share photos of themselves. No worries, you don't have to. But I like to. In this case, I wrote this little post. I took a picture of me and my daughter, and I said, this morning I was taking my daughter to school. We were playing the same game. It's a fun game that encourages creativity, where we take two objects and say, what's the same about them? What's different about them? My daughter said, let's do the ocean and me. And as we were finding differences and similarities, he said, did you know that people are made up of more than 60% water? She replied, I thought people were made of love. And when she said that, oh, it just struck me. And I said, I need to share that, because that represents something of my values that is super important to me that I want to share and inspire other people out in the world. And we did a little post. It reached 18,000 people. But much more importantly than that, when I looked at the people who were making the comments, they were all my high-end clients, all of the people that I wanted to attract, we share values with. This was another post where we tell, for our children, instead of in the mornings, instead of watching TV, we do art, and turn that into a little post. Here's another post that didn't have a photo of me. Again, some people don't like to do photos of themselves. No problem. We grow our own food. We were growing our own food in the back, and I did this post. And guess what? When we did this little post about how we grow our own food, it got lots of likes, comments, and shares. But here's an example of one of our high-end clients. Asara said, magnificent. I love how much you care about these things. Guess what? We attract customers that we share values with because we post content that contains selfless stories of selfless acts of love, kindness, generosity, or inspiration. So I'm just going to take a little pause here. If you have learned some value, if you've gotten some value out of this today, please write the word value. If you've gotten some value out of this today, right now, please write the word value. If you've gotten value out of this today, please write the word value. What I've discovered is that for those of you out there who are looking to attract more customers that you share values with, this works so well. And it's, in my opinion, the very best way to build your business, because you can literally just build your business by sharing and inspiring. I like to call it radical giving, but all you're doing is sharing stories of inspiration and selfless acts of love, kindness, and generosity. So now I have a question for you. What if 90 days from now you were able to get over 1,000 new real people that you shared values with to view your page? And Don, I also wanted to take a little pause here. I just want to make sure that you guys, that you're tracking, if this is all making sense. If you have any questions, pop in there at any time. But what if you got over 1,000 people to see your business? I just want to hear from you. Just state now, what if, to answer the question, what would happen? What could happen if you got over 1,000 people to see your business? What could happen? If you can take a second, go ahead and write in the comments, what could happen to your business and what difference could you make? How many more people could you inspire? What would that do for your income? What would that allow you to do for your life? How would that change and affect your life? Well, it was because so many people had asked me for this information and said, hey, this was great stuff. I want more. I want to really roll up my sleeves and get to this. I created the program called Attract Customers Now from Facebook online with live coaching. This is a $2,000 program. And by the way, when I started this program, the people who went through it were they were paying $6,000 for this program, but I turned it into an online program to help save them some money. And like one of my clients who has the best named chocolate company in the United States called Not Your Sugar Mamas, Bennett Coffee, she went through our program. She got over 54,000 likes on her Facebook page. And during the time we worked together, it was 32,000 new likes. But what was really more important than that is from those likes, she was able to attract customers she shared values with and added $5,000 a month of new sales in just 90 days. Also, like our client, Nicole Moore, who she's a love coach. Now, most people don't associate love coaches with making, multiple six figures. And we helped her get over 20,000 likes. But not only that, from Facebook, she was able to do over $100,000 in sales in just 60 days. She teaches women how to attract the one. Also, like another one of my clients, Premalee Guerreri, she's a business coach. And she teaches business how to make more money with your sacred wealth code. And she did over $137,000 in sales to business owners. So her customers were all business owners, and she did it in just 60 days. So one question that I get a lot from people is they say, this is awesome, but I want to go fast. I want to get this thing rocking and rolling. And for you who want to move really fast, I created a bonus in here. And this is the 2-day Get It Done Facebook Marketing Bootcamp, so that in just 48 hours, in just the next 2 days, you could go right through this 2-day Facebook Marketing Bootcamp and you could learn how to attract more likes, leads, and customers in less than 90 days. This will get you your first 1,000 new eyeballs on your page. It'll show you how to build your email list, how to convert those emails into phone call appointments, and how to turn those phone call appointments into high-paying clients. Now, I also know that you have questions, and a lot of people want to ask me questions. And so I created a group where you have access to me. You can ask your questions 24/7. Every week, or excuse me, in this case, every week I have a live call, and you will be able to ask me questions live. You can ask me questions. I can look at your Facebook page. I can look at your Facebook ads. I can actually give you real-time feedback. It's with me. It's not just some other coach. It's actually me. And they're live coaching webinars to make sure that you're executing everything that we show you to do. And the last thing that I'll mention this is, if you've ever purchased a course before and you didn't follow through, that's not going to happen with this course, because on these weekly calls, they are accountability coaching webinars. So this is where we can help you stay accountable to do the homework that you said you were going to do and get you through it so that you can really take your business to the next level. The next thing is, I know your questions come up at all hours, so it doesn't matter what time of day or night it is. You come up with a question and you can get direct access to me again. Ask your questions 24/7. You get support and real-time answers. If I'm awake, and me and my team, if we're awake and we're online, we'll be answering your questions in the Facebook group. That's a $1,400 value. And then for those of you who feel intimidated by Facebook marketing, you're feeling intimidated by Facebook marketing, you feel intimidated by the whole Facebook thing, I made just for you Facebook Marketing for Newbies. It shows you how to set up your first profitable Facebook page literally in under 5 minutes. It takes you step by step through the setup of your profitable Facebook page, so that if you feel like you're not a computer person, if you feel like you're not a Facebook person, it doesn't matter. This will help you get started on the fast track to using Facebook to inspire people, make a real difference, and attract your customers now. And then the last thing is, some of you have asked me for, how do I get more traffic? I want to get a lot more visitors to my website. So for those of you who want to get a lot more visitors to your website, I created profitable Facebook ads step by step. And these are simple Facebook ad strategies that make you money now, right away. And they work, this program helps you get all of the traffic that you should have and deserve, and it'll help you get exactly what you need, how to laser target the most profitable list, the most profitable people on Facebook, and do exactly what you want. So McKinley said, it could help me successfully launch my business and have a positive impact in the world. Totally got it. Howard could help others with their health and launch your business. Maurice could make more sales. And Johnny says super value and enlightenment. Well, all of this that I just showed you has a total value of $13,771. So if you're ready right now, today, to attract an unstoppable tribe of conscious customers now, you want to discover simple Facebook marketing strategies that work for you now, get a steady flow of new real customers, and you want to work with me on your Facebook marketing, we're not going to charge you $13,000, the full value of the full package. We're going to charge you just one easy payment of $497. Right now, go to www.scienceofsharing.com. I'm going to put that in the chat. So please right now go to www.scienceofsharing.com. And when you do so, what's going to happen is here. So there you go. There's the link, scienceofsharing.com. And when you go to scienceofsharing.com, you'll be able to begin the checkout process. And here's what we're going to do for you. I know that sometimes people want to, kick the tires, and they want to check things out, and they want to see how it goes. And it's because of that, I'm going to give you a 30-day, 100% satisfaction money-back guarantee. So what that means is, if you get this, lock in this discount today, and you purchase this program and you don't get all the likes you think you should get, if you don't get all of the emails you think you should get, if you don't get all the traffic you think you should get, if you don't get all the customers you think you should get, if you get in there and you decide you don't like the sound of my voice, it does not matter. Within 30 days, you just hit the reply button to the email that we send you and ask for your money back, and we will gladly give you all your money back, no problem, and we will still be friends. So right now, go to www.scienceofsharing.com. You'll see there's a countdown timer on that page. This offer expires right away, so it won't be available after this, but you will need to lock in your price tonight. And so the other thing is, sometimes people say to me, you know what, this sounds really nice, but I want to sleep on it. I said, no problem. You can come to my website anytime and get this full package for $4,000. And it is worth every penny. You will be so glad you made the investment. However, if you think you want to give it a try, I'm going to give you 30 days to figure out whether or not you made the right decision. So there's absolutely no risk to take advantage of this right now. So go to scienceofsharing.com, click the big yellow button, and you can lock in your discount right now. When you click the big yellow button, it's going to take you to this page. And you can see here we give you two options. There's a single payment of $497 or two payments of $248.50. And so pick your payment plan, click the check out with PayPal or pay with your credit card, whatever you need. And then you're going to land on this thank you page. Now, the first thing you're going to do is we're going to send you an email with a username and password. The email is going to come from support@attractcustomersnow.com. And the subject line is your membership details. And if you don't see that in your email inbox, please check your spam and trash folder. You can just search the subject line, your membership details, because in there, it'll have your username and your password, as well as the login link. So you copy your username and password, click on the login link, and then when you go to log in, put your username and password in and check the little box that says remember me. That way, the next time you come back, it'll just let you in really easily. Once you get in, you're going to click on this members area button. So you'll see this is our website. You click on the members area button, and that will take you inside the program. And the first thing that I want you to watch, you'll see that we have these fast start videos. I want you to watch fast start part 1. That's your goal setting. So just go right in and watch fast start part 1. And then you'll see your access to the courses that you just purchased inside the members area. So you'll be able to click on those courses. So once you do that, I've got a really cool bonus for you. So remember, I told you we have a members area in Facebook, and this is where you get direct access to me. You can ask questions 24/7 because I know they come up at all hours of the day. You can get support. You can get answers in real time. And remember, it's, if me and my team, if we're awake and we're online, we're going to be answering your questions so that you never sit in confusion again. But there's something else that's really cool in here, and that is that our clients we have 1,800 entrepreneurs in this group. And one of the first things I want you to do is introduce yourself by writing in and copying and pasting your Facebook page URL so we can all like it. So we got 1,800 entrepreneurs. We all want to like your page. So go ahead and copy and paste your page in there, and we'll welcome you to your new family. So let me take some questions. There's a typo in the URL. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. But just go to www.scienceofsharing.com. So here, let me pull that up for you. We'll go to www.scienceofsharing.com. Thank you for letting me know that. I appreciate it. And you can click on here. Thank you, everybody. So go to scienceofsharing.com. So thank you for letting me know about the typo. www.scienceofsharing.com. Okay, right there. And if you can, go ahead and fill out the form, and then we'll take your questions. Now, I did also mention, let me see if I can pull it up here, and let me take any questions that you have. So Don, can you please chime in here and just give me some feedback, give me some questions that you have? That would be awesome.
This has been great. So
Cool.
Here's my first question. I'm one of those people that has always been trained not to be vain, not to be strutting my stuff in front of the world. And I know that we all have to do that, but how do you share something cool that you did, giving $5 to a guy on the side of the road without feeling like you're doing something wrong?
That is a great question. So let me ask you, when you saw this photo of John and his dog Shep, did it seem to you that John did this to try and gain notoriety and make everybody think that he was this, wonderful person?
Not at all.
That is how everybody will perceive what it is that you are doing. If you're simply sharing real, selfless acts of love, kindness, and generosity, it's going to be the exact same reaction. Nobody's going to think that you're disingenuous or that you're doing it to get lots of likes. And the thing is, when I shared a couple of posts here that I did, when I posted about growing our own food, or I posted about a story with my daughter, or post about inspiring entrepreneurs, not one person has ever come and said to me, "Oh, you're just doing that to get lots of likes." And the thing is, I'm not. I'm doing it because this is what I genuinely want to inspire. I want to make a difference. And if you are one of those people who wants to make a difference, then this is how you do it. This is how you inspire other people to make a real difference. So does that help you there, Don?
That's good. Thank you.
Awesome.
So basically, we just have to get over it. Is that right?
Well, I think that my answer to your question is nobody is going to perceive you that way in a negative light.
Mm-hmm.
That's so I think I don't even think you have to actually get over it. I think there's nothing to get over. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good. So a couple of people are saying that there's no to-pay option. So it looks like there's something there with the to-pay option. But for everybody else, so what we'll do is if you need to have the to-pay option, you can send us an email. So right now, Kirsten, I see Kirsten is on the chat. Kirsten, could you put your email in there so people can send you an email, please? That would be wonderful. So I'd love to answer some questions for anybody else who has questions. So Johnny said super value and enlightenment. Marie said you can use this to get more sales. Howard says help others and to launch your business. McKinley said it could help me launch my business and have a positive impact in the world. So those are all awesome. I'm going to answer Tony. So if you have a question, please ask your question right now. And for those of you who are in, write the words I'm in, because what I'd like to do is I'd like to help you specifically with your business. I can give you a quick little bit of coaching and help you specifically with your business about how you're going to make a real difference in the world and how you're going to help so many other people. So Tony asks, how often do you post the photos, the stacked photos? You can do it as often as once a day, Tony. You could do it once a week, whatever's going to work best for your schedule, Tony. That would be great. Don, I'm in. Michelle, I'm in. Yes, Michelle. So Michelle, tell us what is, if you would please, Michelle. You know what, Michelle? I'm going to invite you as a speaker. And what I'd like you to do, Michelle, is tell me specifically if we're able to, I'd like to bring you on and I want you to tell me specifically about your business and what you are most hoping to accomplish with in this program. So I gave you I invited you as a speaker, and then Vivian says I'm in. I'm going to invite you as a speaker too. And Vivian, would you please also, if you can join us as a speaker, that would be wonderful because I would really like to hear from you. If for some reason you're not able to join us as a speaker, what I'd like to ask you to do is go ahead and type in what you're hoping to do for your business, what you're hoping this will do for your business. And if everybody else types in and says I'm in, I will invite you as a speaker to come in and you can join us here. So let's see, Chris, here we go. Let's see if we can get you guys in. So I invited you both, Vivian and Michelle, as a speaker. But if you would please, it looks like you may not be able to join for some reason on your side. Go ahead and type in, Michelle and Vivian, what do you most hope to accomplish with this program? What do you really hope to do? Do you hope to make a bigger difference? Do you hope to inspire lots of people? Do you hope to get more customers? What are you most hoping to do? So Vivian, if you would please email Kirsten at attractcustomersnow.com. That would be awesome. And here, I'm going to send you that email right now. That'd be great. So, but Vivian, would you please take a moment and tell me, what do you most hope to accomplish with this program? And Michelle, also, if you would tell me what you most hope to accomplish with this program, that would be wonderful. So Don, what other questions do you have?
So I have a comment rather than a question.
Go ahead.
I sort of went off and started looking at the product while you were talking right here at the end. And I got to tell you, there's some really cool stuff in here.
Yeah, what's your favorite part?
So I'm looking at that, how to get reviews, 5-star ratings on your page.
Yeah.
Because it's like one of those things where I'm always feeling like, oh, I just want to get those reviews in, and I can't seem to get them. And this is great. And then the other thing that I was excited about was I looked and I saw like lots of different calls from you where you've done calls in the past. And I thought, man, if you could just have that be something that you once a week listen to one of those calls, and every one of them, if they're given the kinds of ideas and the kinds of information you're giving here, this could be worth $1 million in your bottom line. So I just think it's cool. Nicely done. Oh, did we lose you, Bret? Okay, looks like we might have lost Bret. Not sure what happened to him, but it appears like he disappeared a bit here. So let's do this. Give me a second and let me share my screen. And let's go look at just what's inside the course here for a moment. So Bret, when you show up again, that would be great. Okay, so here's the Facebook Marketing for Newbies. And as you look down at, it's got all, so each one of these is an individual lesson on each one of them. So here's how to connect your business account to your personal page. So remember, this is the newbies part. So how to schedule a post. So if you are a newbie and you don't know how to do that, here's the information on how to do that. Here's how to schedule a video post so that you have everything that you need to get started and going with this particular course. So now let me just backspace out, back out, and let's get to the weekly six-figure Facebook marketing class. And so here are the different calls that I was talking about. So here's him doing his different presentations at different times in the past. And so that you can see all, you could go in and listen to each one of these presentations that he has done in the past. And so, as I said, look at that. You could spend, you know, a bit every week and listen to these and get some great information that can help you to build your business. And then here we got the Facebook ads step by step. And so here's each one of these, the mindset, the ad placement, the different types of ads, how to laser target your audience insight. Here's that photo album stack taken to a higher level. And here's the demo. So how you actually do it. And hey, Bret's back. So in the meantime, Bret, while you've been out, I have been walking them through what's inside the course itself so they can see it. So here's how to put your website on your page, and global ad secret, and the power editor, which is one of the key things in Facebook advertising. So there are a ton of really powerful things here. And no matter whether you're a newbie or you're advanced, you are going to find the things you need and want to really, truly turn Facebook into a profitable source for you. Looks like Bret just disappeared again. Okay. So let me just look at the questions. Let me stop screen sharing first. Okay, so looking at the questions. David's in. Good. Does anybody else have any questions? It looks like Kirsten is out working on resolving the to-pay. So hopefully that'll be done in just a bit more. Vivian wants to get more customers and make my business successful so that I can help more people. Excellent. And that right there is an absolutely key element in doing these things. Michelle wants to get more customers, make a bigger difference, and inspire. Excellent. So one of the things I love about my audience is I have a very special audience. And when I say that, I really mean that I believe you are people who stand out. I've been to a couple of online marketing conferences where everyone there just wanted to make money, and they could care less what they had to do to make money. They could care less how many rules they had to break. They just wanted to get high on the search engines and get money. And when I go to a conference like that and I find out that's what the audience is, I just sort of step back and maybe go up and take a long nap in my room, because these are not my people. So I do strongly love this particular you as for being in my audience, because you're the kind of people that I want to have in this kind of product. In my group, you're the kind of people that I want to hang around. And so and here it is. Vivian say, I just want to help more people. Michelle just saying, I want to make a bigger difference and inspire.